Show on the road.
Hi, welcome back to West Coast Geeks. I'm your host, Joaquin, and if you heard that very beginning show on the road, you know who's with me.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Guy, he threw me off on that.
I
Hopefully,
didn't know you had started already.
yeah, I go. We're gonna get this show on the road, and then I hit the record. I'm, taking my breath to get ready to do my intro, like hi, announcer voice. Show on the road. It threw
Show
me
on the
off.
road.
So we're doing our Advanced Dungeons and Dragons Part 6, Magic Users and Illusionists. This is an in-depth review where Eric's going to read everything for the description. We're going to tell stories. And if you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by. Hopefully you enjoy this series. We've already done the Monster Manual, so feel free to check out that in the playlist. I want to say it's like the history, and there's another section, but uh, those are pretty cool. Um, We are in the middle. We're about to wrap. Yeah, we're in the middle of the towards the end, the middle of the end, something.
I'd say in
We're
the
three
middle because we've
fourths.
only done clerics and fighters.
We Yeah, but that's like after we do magic user and illusionist and thieves, we only got three.
You got thief, assassin, monk,
Yeah,
multi-class, dual class.
so we already did five and we got three, so we're 3/4 of the way done. Math
Oh, we
is
got
hard
five
for me,
more. You got magic user, illusionist,
which we're doing
thief,
tonight.
assassin, and monk.
Oh, you're right. So we are halfway through. What up, buff?
Then we have the multi-class and the dual class sections too.
Yeah, but they don't give you like stats and all that other stuff
No,
like
no,
that.
it's just reading.
So, pause the video, grab a drink, get your snacks, relax, because we're gonna talk about first edition Dungeons and Dragons, the very first player's handbook, Magic Users. Take us away, Eric.
All right, the magic user. It is absolutely essential to have a high intelligence for a character who is a magic user, especially if a broad selection of spells is to be had, as well as the use of the highest level spells. A magic user must have an intelligence of no less than 9 and a minimum dexterity of 6. For details of the effects of intelligence on spell use, see character abilities. A magic user with intelligence of 16 or more also gains the benefit of adding 10% experience bonus points awarded to him or her by the dungeon master. Magic users draw upon arcane powers in order to exercise their profession. While they have mighty spells of offensive, defensive, and informational nature, magic users are very weak in combat. They have but four-sided hit die to determine how many hit points of damage they can withstand, and magic users have the least favorable table and progression as regards missile and melee combat. Furthermore, they can wear no armor and have a few weapons they can use, for martial training is so foreign to magic users as to make the two almost mutually exclusive. Magic users can be of any alignment, explained hereafter. When a magic user begins his or her profession, the character is usually assumed to possess a strange tome in which he or she has scribed the formulae for some of the spells known to the character. This spell book, and each book later added as the magic user advances in levels of ability, a book of spells for each higher level of spells which become usable will have prepared through study and research. So you have a book for each level of spells. They must be maintained by the magic user. He or she must memorize and prepare for the use of each spell, and its casting makes it necessary to reabsorb the incantation by consulting the proper book of spells before it can again be cast. As with all other types of spells, those of magic users must be spoken or read aloud. There are many powerful items of magic which only this class of character can employ. Most magic scrolls, wands, staves, and many miscellaneous items of magic are usable only by this class. Thus, while magic users are not strong in combat with weapons, they are possibly the most fearsome of all character classes when high levels of ability are finally attained. Survival to that point can be a problem, however, as low level magic users are quite weak. When a magic user attains 11th level wizard, or higher, he or she may enchant items or scribe magical scrolls. This process requires the undivided attention of the magic user for quite long periods of time, weeks to months, and is also costly, as the dungeon master is carefully instructed to keep exact record of game time spent in such activity. The magic user will effectively remove himself or herself from a number of adventures while enchanting items or inscribing scrolls of magical spells. As this relative inactivity means that the character will not get experience points and treasure, monetary or magical, gained from adventures which take place during the inactive period, it is not unusual or it is not usual for a wizard to manufacture many items or scrolls. However, as occasional enchantment of items or penning magic scrolls will take place, your referee has complete information on the process, including probabilities, time required, material needed, and costs. It is possible for a magic user of 12 level or higher to construct a stronghold and clear the countryside in a 12, 10, or 20-mile radius of all monsters, thus ruling an area much as a noble. If this is accomplished, a revenue of 5 silver pieces per inhabitant per month is generated in the territory rule. Now, the first magic user table, which gives experience points, experience level, four-sided hit die, and level title. For 0 to 2,500 experience points, first level, one four-sided hit die, and the title of Prestidigitator.
What does that even mean?
2,501
I'm sorry, I don't try to
pres-
interrupt you.
Prestidigitator. It's almost like tricks. Like the spell, the current spell on fifth level is called Prestidigitation.
Yeah.
It's just like small little parlor tricks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So 2,501 to 5,000 XP, level 2, two four-sided hit die, title of Evoker. 5,001 to 10,000, level 3, three hit die, Conjurer title. 10,001 to 22,500, level 4, four hit die, and the Thurgist. 22,501 to 40,000, level 5, five hit die, Thaumaturgist. For the 40,001 to 60,000, level 6, six hit die, Magician. 60,001 to 90,000, level 7, seven hit die, Enchanter. 90,001 to 135,000, level 8, eight hit die, title of Warlock. 135,001 to 250,000, level 9, nine hit die, Sorcerer. 250,001 to 375,000, level 10, 10 hit die, Necromancer. 375,001 to 750,000, level 11, 11 hit die, Wizard. 750,001 to 1,125,000, level 12, plus one hit point, 12th level Wizard. And then, so we go 1,250,000 1,125,001 to 1.5 million hit points, level 13 plus two hit points, 13th level Wizard. 1.5 million and one hit point to 1.875. 1,875,000 XP, 14th level, plus another hit point. They gain one hit point after. And then 14th level Wizard. 1,875,001 hit point to 2,250,000 hit points, experience points. 15th level, another hit point, 15th level Wizard. 2,250,001 hit point to 2,625,000 XPs. Jesus, I keep saying hit points.
I know I was about to say.
I know, I'm like, why is it? Because that hit point thing is right here. 16th level, another hit point, 16th level Wizard or Mage, or they can use the title Mage at 16.
Because you're powerful.
2,625,001 experience points to 3 million experience points is level 17 and another hit point and 17 level Wizard. And finally, 3,001 XP to 3,375,000 XP is level 18. One more hit point, and you are an Archmage. And for every level after that, 375,000 XP are required. And magic users gain one hit point per level after 11th level.
So, real quick, before you start talking about the spell users.
Hmm.
Um, they are the highest class that they go up into, because I had to look at that, because,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
18th level assassin goes up to, like it was, like, 15th, so I was like, "Whoa, we took it all the way to 15th level." And
Hmm.
then, monks, they take it up to 17th level. Now you can go
Yep.
beyond, but I'm talking about as far as, like, giving you the
Label
titles and stuff
titles
like
and
that,
stuff. Yeah.
and abilities, a chance for gaining ability, the mage is the highest, dude.
Yeah. The Archmage, level 18. And the final table for the magic user.
Yep.
Okay. So we're going to go by level, by spell slot. First level, you get one first level spell.
Light crossbow, that's why you give it.
Man, I feel like crossbow. You're using a sling, son. Second level, two first level spells. Third level, two first level spells, 1 second. Fourth, three first, 2 second. Fifth, the love it, the holy, that's I should say holy, but one of the most anticipated levels in all of D&D. Fifth level mage gives you four first level, two second level, and that one third level slot to cast what, Joaquin?
Fireball.
Oh yeah, fireball. And then we go to sixth level, which is four, two, and two.
2
Seventh level,
fireballs.
two fireballs. Seventh level gives you four, three, two, and one fourth. Fourth level spell. Level eight is four, three, three, and two. Level nine is four, three, three, two, and one. And your first fifth level spell. Level 10 is four, four, three, two, and two. Level 11 is four, 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 three, and three. 12th level is four, four, four third, four fourth, four fifth, and your first sixth level spell.
Real quick. So once you hit, like, once you get to that sweet spot, which is like mid-level at 10 to 12, um, you're casting enough spells that you don't have to be in hand-to-hand combat at that point.
Oh, you
7
should
through
never be in
9,
hand-to-hand combat, first of all.
yeah, I mean, you're not using
I
you're
know.
not
You
using
should never
range.
be,
Yeah, you're
but
not using range, you're not using nothing. And that really
yeah.
starts around 7th to ninth. But now you have enough spells for any situation during the day. Um,
Hmm.
you're pretty powerful when you hit 12th level. Even though you
Oh,
only got
yeah.
one sixth level, you can do so much, and you're like
Yeah.
you're the utility of the group. Magic is
Hmm.
the answer in D&D. All right, 13th. Sorry to interrupt.
No worries. 13th level, five first level, five second, five third, four fourth, four fifth, and two sixth level. Level 14 is five, 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 four, four, two, and your first seventh level spell. Level 15 is five, 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 two, and one. Again. Oh, I see how they did that. Okay. So level 16, you have five first through fifth level spells, three, six, two, seventh, one, eight. And level 17, you have five first through fifth level spells. Sixth level is, or three sixth level, three seventh, two eight. Level 18, Archmage, you have
Oh,
you have five first through fifth level spells, three, three, two, and your first ninth level spell. Wish.
wish is right.
Yeah, that's what everybody loves. Fifth or 19th level is five first through fifth level spells, three, 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 and one. 20th is five first through fifth level, four, three, three, and two. 21st is five first through fifth level, four, 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 and two. 22 is five first through sixth level spells, four, four, and three. 23 is five first through seventh level, first through eighth level. Whoa,
Yeah, I
that's a
know it's a
jump.
big jump when you hit a
Yeah. You have five spells of each level, one through eight, and three ninth level. 24th is five, one through eight level spells, four ninth. 25 is 5 spells of each level.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
That's
20
45 spells you can cast in a day.
It's fucking gnarly, dude.
Jesus.
Wow. 26th level is 6 first through 4th level, and then 5 for the rest. 27th is 6 first through 7th level, and 5, 8, and ninth. And
Dang.
28th is all 6th level spells first through ninth level, or 6
Sick.
slots first through ninth level. And 29th is 7 first through 4th level spells, and 6 all the rest of the way. Yeesh.
7 first level
Freaking
spells. You're
spells.
like casting magic missile like it's going out of style.
Yeah, you don't even need magic mist. They're like, what man? I could power word kill 6 people.
Yeah, you're so much.
I'm like, I could power word kill the entire fellowship.
Yeah, I mean, it is crazy the amount. So,
Yeah.
if you're looking at, if you're looking at the image, I didn't flip the page because that's the illusionist, but you will see what the magic user chart and then the illusionist chart. So let's before we tell stories, let's talk about the wizard. So you had to have your main spell book, and then you also had what was referred to as a traveling spell book. Remember those back in the days?
Yep.
And
Traveling spell
so
books.
those were the spells that you're like, well, I think I'm gonna need this, right?
Hmm.
So in my case, with my character, for those of you who watch that video, um, or will watch that video, because I think this one will go, and then I'll do the other one next week as a backup, just in case
Okay.
for the character rolling abilities. So look forward to that, people.
Hmm.
Um, you would have your traveling book, and then you picked out the spells because the most precious thing as a magic user was your spell book. Your
Oh man.
Yeah. So that's why they said around 11th level, or what was it, around 12th, they, if it's possible, but usually around anywhere between 8th and 10th, you usually acquired some parts of land or something. The characters usually got a grant of land or acquired some kind of like home somewhere.
Went out and took it for themselves.
Yeah, and so you guys had like a little home base by the time you hit around 10th level. And that's where you guys would leave your some of your most trusted henchmen,
Yep.
and they would watch over these things, and you'd have
Yeah.
your laboratory built in there by then, and then by 12th, you'd probably start going around conquering. Um, but that's just a weird rule they put by 12th. It should have been by 10th.
I mean, you could effectively, whenever you get the money for it,
Yeah.
really. I think this was just that was just a way of giving DMs a little space. Because early D&D, they love fucking Gary Gygax loved to throw that gold around, dude.
Yep.
Loved to throw that gold. And back in the day, for every gold piece you got, that was an experience points.
Yep.
So you found some jewelry worth 50,000 gold pieces. Hey, that was 50,000 XP. Remember that?
Yeah, that was.
That's why you have things like 3 million XP.
Yeah, because but then the other thing is too, you had to split it with all the other party
Yeah, of
members.
course. Yeah.
And I think there was a rule at the very beginning that I think it indicated that and it might be, excuse me, it might be in the Dungeon Master's
Yeah.
Guide. Upon successfully leaving the dungeon, that you gain no experience.
Yeah, for like a completion XP.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so as soon as you like
Well,
left the place,
that,
this is
that
all.
was in certain modules. I don't know if it was
Yeah,
like a general rule.
I couldn't remember that. I was just like, one of those things that just pops up in your head. But
Yeah.
mages, dude, are powerful. That's why you have to protect them the first 3 levels, because
Yep.
once you hit 3rd level, you're like, okay, I got 3 spells. But you're right. Once you hit 5th level, you now have 6 spells, and one of them's fireball. So
Yep.
with
Everybody
that,
loves waiting for that fireball.
yep, you are the glass cannon forever.
Hmm.
All right, so now it's a tradition. Those of you new to the channel, we like to tell stories. That's why our videos are so long. Eric, talk about your favorite mage that you played.
Oh, my favorite magic user. He was Kamash Turnagoth. He was a drow. He was a magic user. And he has been through so many incarnations. He's been in first level, he's been in second level. I didn't play. You know what? I did go back to LA for about 6 months, and I think they were playing third level. This was like late '90s. This was like '99, 2000.
Yeah.
I think that was what people, from what people told me, that was third level. So he had a brief incarnation at third level. I completely skipped fourth level. I didn't know what was going on. And then, of course, currently in fifth edition, he did a brief return, but that didn't last too long. But he's been my favorite. Like, he's the original Kamash. I think he got to level 13, which was Necromancer. And of course, he was a Necromancer. He was a little too evil for his own good. And I mean, there was at one point he got cursed and turned into a lizard man. Yeah, like somebody did not appreciate him, and they cursed him, polymorphed him into a lizard man. So he had to go on a bunch of quests and get that, you know, got that taken care of. But yeah, there was a bunch of different. He, of all the characters, because like I said before, my characters always died. They were always getting killed or doing. But Kamash always found a way out of it, or managed to save himself somehow. But yeah, he's one of my favorite guys. I mean, even in, like, video games and stuff, like, playing role playing games online, there was a Kamash somewhere.
That sounds cool, man. I still get a lot of
Yeah,
fun with that character.
he's always my go-to. Whenever I start, like, I've been playing Elder Scrolls Online. Of course, there's two different Kamashes on there, but yeah, Kamash Chernigoth. Chernigoth was actually a name made by our DM. His character was a character when he played called Wrathroad Chernigoth. So there was like a family of Chernigoth characters. There was another one that Glenn made. He was another Chernigoth. So it was like a group of players that made like a family, not, even though they were different races and elves or humans or what have you, the name Chernigoth was a name to be feared. And yeah, it even lives on in my homebrew. In my homebrew, Kamash is quite a powerful player. Yeah, that was, and the magic user class in general is just something that I've always loved. I love the books, because I love books. I love reading. I love all that stuff, and the whole idea of like a magic user. Just, you don't have to be this super powerful, physically powerful being where, you just. I love the idea of just having, just being a mage and having these innate powers that, I love it. The spell book is the appeal for me, I think.
Yeah.
I love a book.
So,
Hell, even. Oh, go ahead.
now I was just gonna say, um, you can do so much. There's so many options you can do with a magic user, even in today, especially in 5e and stuff. Um, One of my earlier ones, besides playing being Gandalf or Presto, um,
Yes, you did not say presto.
yeah, it named my wizard Presto.
Oh, Joaquin.
I did, dude. And I even at one point with Presto, I asked the DM that can, instead of getting a ring of spell storage, could you make it a hat? And he just started laughing, and he was just like, you know what?
No.
If you ever roll up a ring of spell storing, or it says in the book, yeah, I'll give you that. And
Oh my god.
like a month later, he did. He's like,
No.
and you find this green hat with inscriptions. I was like, oh, is that it? I cast detect magic on everything. I was like, and there was another spellcaster in the group, and
Ooh.
he was like, but I get to pick before you, Joaquin. And I was like, and I looked, and I was just like so sad. I was like, you better not pick that. No, seriously, I will punch you hard.
I will punch you in real life.
Yeah. I was like, I will punch you. And I remember the DM was like, Joaquin, calm down. It's just a game. No.
It's not just a
It's,
game.
no, this is Presto's magic hat. You told me you would give me an opportunity. And then by then, my friend was just laughing. And he goes, I'm just messing with you. And he ended up taking like a wand of magic missiles. So I had like a hat of spell storing that I would take off my
Nice.
head and do the little gestures and sometimes even say some stupid little rhyme like Presto would. back in the days and cast my
That's awesome.
anyway, and cast my spell. But the character that I loved playing the most when I was younger was his last name was like Spellbinder, and it could have been Raven or something, or
Mhm,
it could even have been Eric, you know.
mhm.
Um, but I remember his last name was Spellbinder, and he was the Grey Wanderer. Yes, heavily influenced of Gandalf, and
That's what I'm here.
yeah, because he would dress in light grays, and his favorite spell to cast, and I got it at 5th level, even though I couldn't cast it yet, with Charm Monster, 'cause I got it in a ring. And so, um, I every time I'd get enough gold until I was able to cast the spell, I would go and, try to get the scroll, Charm Monster,
Uh,
and my favorite monster that I was able to charm was this, ogre. And this ogre, because like with Charm Monster, I think like after so many times they just become obedient to you. Can't
mhm.
remember, but I would cast a spell on him every day.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. So my little ogre was my bodyguard, and I can't remember
Did he
what
carry
his
around your shit for you, or was that the Efreet?
that was the Ifrit. So the ogre was my bodyguard, and I think I just named him like something like Shield or something to that effect, where he was just my personal shield. I forget what I called
Uh,
him, but that was
Mini
his name,
shield,
and it was like some kind of like object or something. I can't remember to this day,
call
but
him meaty.
yeah, I was like, I just be like, "Come here, Shield," or something like
Oh,
that,
Jesus.
and I think you call him like Meat Shield or something.
Meat shield, call him meaty for short.
Yeah, just something, and I remember my DM just getting upset because he was I don't it would be like a halfling or a elf mage. Can't remember. I want to say it was a halfling because I would shoot a spell from behind him and use him as cover.
Oh,
And
Jesus.
so when he would try to target me with stuff, I'd be like, I get 3/4 cover, or I get whatever cover. And he's like, what? I go, I'm behind this big ogre. I go, they don't get a clear
Man, I'll
shot
be
at
like, you
me.
know what, Cloud Kill. You know what, Sneaking Cloud.
My
Take
DM,
that.
he let me have him for a little while. Then he must have got sick of him because,
Then he told you the same thing. You know what happens?
yeah, he had a drow fireball the group,
Oh,
and it
I love
centered
Drow.
on the ogre, so I got hit. And I didn't. I mean, I took like half damage, but still. But my ogre
Getting
died.
pouch fire, sucker.
Yeah, he died, and I I I was gonna roll the dice for his deck save. He's like, "No, what are you doing?" I go, "I'm gonna roll the dice." He's like, "No, you don't do that. It's a monster. I get to roll the dice." And so he
He
rolled the
failed.
dice. He had the screening, and like he failed. I'm like, "What?" To this day, I never know if he fudged that roll or whatever.
You're like, I'm gonna hunt him down.
I was like, "Man." And then by then, we already had passed up bumping into ogres and stuff. So if I could, I would like, charm whatever monster we encountered. But man, I loved my little
Little meaty.
yeah, my little meat shield. I can't remember what his name. Like it was just kind of like maybe I called him Bam Bam because he
Oh,
would always break the
Jesus.
doors for me.
Oh
Maybe
my
that's what I
God.
called him, Bam Bam.
Dude, dude, so speaking of banging open doors, here's another story of a magic user that I had.
Yeah,
So Talbot, he was Talbot Thistleburr. He was he started out as a lawful neutral little gnome, and he'd grown up, he was adopted into a family that had a map making business. So he used to draw maps, and that was like his little side skill, his little background skill. So this was when I first got back into fifth edition. Like first got back into D&D, played fifth edition. Martin was running it. We played the Sunless Citadel.
yeah.
So I did my whole character's background. He's all orderly and makes map, and he was going to be a diviner. He was going to, specialize in divination. So I get into this group, and it's me and Cannon and Thurman and this guy Ginger Mike and somebody else.
Ginger Mike.
Well,
That just
you
sounds
know,
like a DM group. Me, it was
everybody
Cannon, Ginger Mike.
yeah, well, because everybody, I'm horrible with names.
Yeah,
So I have to give everybody nicknames so I
I do the
remember who's
same
who. And Mike
thing.
Mike is super red hair and he became Ginger Mike. And there was a couple other people. I forget who if anybody else. Oh, this guy Adam,
Yeah,
Russian Adam. So we're all in this group, right? So Thurman, of course, he's running the half orc, and he would bust down every door we came across. And I'm like, what are you doing? So then, Martin was like, okay, this door is trapped. And he kept, either blowing up on him or so he got to the point where Thurman's character would grab my character and use him as a shield when he'd open a door. And I'd try and fight him, and I was, strength 8 or whatever. I'm like, I can't do nothing. So the poor little Talbot slowly devolved into like a little mad gnome. And he was just like, I had role played him like he was part halfling. He wasn't like a typical gnome, but
yeah.
he slowly like started talking to himself. And
Jeez.
like Theron would set off a trap, and he'd try and use me to block it or whatever. So the final straw, we're doing this dungeon for a while. We're up there in levels now, and the final straw was when we came across this kobold. Now,
Yeah.
gnomes and kobolds hate each other. In the day in first edition, I used to run gnomes. And I hated little kobolds. Remember we read about them in the
Monster Manual.
yes. So this kind of goes back to that too. And it was this kobold Meepo, and the party's like, "Oh, we're gonna take him along." I'm like, "No, you're not." So Talbot was already devolving and becoming unhinged, as it were, because of his abuse. So he repeatedly tried to kill the kobold, but they kept catching him and stopping him. Until one day, the big boss fight, everybody ran in, and I stayed behind and I shivved the shit out of Meepo. And they're like, "What are you doing?" And he like went on, and then the battle went on, and we beat the final boss. And they're like, "What happened to Meepo?" And I'm like, "Oh, he ran off." Yeah, they never found him. So, anyways, at the end of the campaign, we go back. This is at the end of the whole adventure, we go back to the village where we started from, and Thurman's character was not welcome in the village.
Yeah.
I forget the character's name. So he would camp out in the woods. So Talbot had decided he had enough of Thurman's half orc. So as Thurman's out there and getting ready to go to sleep, and that Talbot sneaks into the woods and attacks him.
Player versus players is why you don't
Yeah,
do this in D
because
and
I was
D.
role playing him, and he slowly devolved in this gibbering little mad gnome. I even changed his alignment to slowly go towards chaotic neutral,
As,
and
as a DM, never allow this ever.
what? Oh, player versus player, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Martin was like, "Hey," he's like, "You tormented him the whole way, like literally by force. Like Thurman forced him. Like I could never, match strength against him."
Yeah.
So, so I just go all out and I'm using all my spells on him, and he's like, "Ah!" He's across the clearing, and I almost had him. Like he was ready to die. He had a few hit points left, and I rolled my last spell and I missed him.
Oh,
And
damn.
Thurman rolled with his axe and crit me and knocked me to 0 hit points.
Damn.
Even yeah, even at the level we were at. So I was like, man. So the party had heard this huge disturbance and like off in the field and that. So they came to investigate what was going on. And as they get there, they see Thurman's character killing my character, knocking him to 0 hit points. And then I was like, okay, so he knocked me to 0. And the party comes on and he sees, Thurman's character do this. And Thurman looks at Martin. He goes, I chop off his head.
Oh,
I was like, whoa, dude, that escalated way too far.
you
So
started it
I was
though,
like,
man. You had
and
that
everybody
coming.
sat there. I was like, what was that? What'd you say?
Yeah.
Hello? Yeah. So he goes, I chop off his head.
You
Oh,
had
how's
that
that
coming. I'm
funny?
sorry.
Well, dude, I was role playing. He tormented
You
this
take.
poor
You
little
know what?
gnome.
Oh, I should have titled this video "When You Take Role Play Too Far." What the hell,
I
man?
dude, I role play. I role play how so he killed so get this. So then the party attacks Thurman's character. So I'm
Well,
like, oh,
yeah,
because they
that
didn't
got
see
out
me
of hand,
start it.
dude. I would
Yeah,
not have
so they didn't
allowed
see
that as
me
a
start it. So
GM.
they attack Thurman's character, they kill him, and then use the treasure to resurrect me.
Oh,
So Talbot by then was already so I role played it that he was already so far gone he became insane. And instead of the little divination guy he was gonna become, he became, he had started practicing necromancy. So now Talbot is a and he's appeared as like a villain in some of my
I would hope
adventures
so at that point.
with a
I would
nasty
hope
with a
so.
nasty neck scar. But yeah, he's a high profile villain in my current campaign.
All
Talbot
right,
the Dark Gnome.
let's move on to the last character we'll be talking about tonight, the Illusionist. Oh, I
All
love this
right,
character.
I miss old school illusionists, man.
Yep.
All right, let's see. The illusionists. The illusionists form a subclass of magic users, and in most respects, they conform to the characteristics of the latter. To be an illusionist, a character must have a minimum intelligence of 15 and a minimum dexterity of 16. A high manual dexterity is required in casting the spells used by this class. That is an insane requirement. That is up there with paladin and ranger type
Yeah, I know.
requirements.
When I saw that, I was like, that is
That's 15 and
high.
16. That's pretty high, dude. With other than the Paladin 17 charisma rec, this is probably the highest. And it's two. An important difference between illusionists and magic users is that the former do not gain any experience points bonus for having high scores in their required abilities of intelligence and dex. No 10% bonus for you.
Oh, damn. That's
Wow, that's
brutal.
even gnarlier. Man, I want to make another character, Joaquin. Son of a bitch. While being equal or even slightly inferior to normal magic users in most respects, illusions have different and highly effective spells to employ. A perusal of the number and types of spells usable by illusionists, see character spells, will reveal that they are at least as powerful as normal magic users and possibly slightly more potent at very high levels. The power of illusionists due to their spells is offset, however, by the limitations placed upon the magic items they can use. The magical items usable by illusionist class characters are enumerated below. All potions not restricted to fighters only. Illusionist scrolls and magic user scrolls, which contain spells usable by illusionists. All rings, rod of cancellation, staff of striking, and wands of enemy detection, fear, illusion, magic detection, metal and mineral detection, secret door and trap detection, wonder. Miscellaneous magical items usable by every class of characters, crystal balls, but not with any added powers. All robes, excluding the robe of the Archmagi, and books and similar written works readable by magic users. Artifacts which are not prescribed items with respect to illusionists, such as armors, swords, axes, etc. Magic daggers. Illusionists are capable of manufacturing those magical items which create or sustain illusion. They may do so at 10th level, which is the illusionist, and above. This is done in much the same manner in which regular magic users create magic items. So for your table here, you have XP, experience level, four-sided hit die, and level title. So from 0 to 2250 is first level, one hit die, Prestidigitator. 2251 to 4500, level 2, two-sided or two hit die, Minor Trickster. 4501 to 9000, level 3, three hit die, Trickster. 9001 to 18,000, level 4, four hit die, Master Trickster. 18,001 to 35,000, level 5, five hit die, Kabbalist. 35,001 to 60,000 is six level, six hit die, and a Visionist. 60,001 to 95,000 is level 7, seven hit die, Phantasmist. 95,001 to 145,000 is level 8, eight hit die, Apparitionist. 145,001 to 220,000 is ninth level, nine hit die, Spellbinder. 220,001 to 440,000 is 10th level, 10 hit die, Illusionist. 440,001 to 660,000 at level 11, plus one hit die, 11th level illusionist, and 660,001 to 880,000 is 12th level, plus one more hit point, 12th level illusionist. For every level above that is 220,000 experience points required. Now, your spells, we're going to do this the same way by level and by slot. First level, one first level spell slot. Two is two first level. Three is two first, 1 second. Fourth is three first, 2 second. Five is four first, 2 second, 1 third. Six is 4 3 and 1. Seven is 4 3 and 2. Eight is 4 3 2 and 1 4th level. Nine is 5 3 2. I'm sorry, 5 3 3 and 2. 10th level is 5 4 3 2 1. 5th level. 10th level is 5 4 3 3 and 2. 5th level. 12th is 5 5 4 3 2 and 1. 6th level. 13 is 5 5 4 3 2 and 2. 14 is 5 5 4 3 2 2 and your first level 7 spell slot. Level 15 is 5 5 4 4 2 2 2. Level 16 is 5 5 5 4 3 2 2. 17 is 5 first through fourth, 3 2 and 2. 18 is 5 first through fourth, 3 3 and 2. 19th is 5 first through fourth level spells, 4 3 2. 20th is 5 first through fourth level spell slots, 4 3 and 3. And then 21, level 21 is 5 first through fifth level spell slots, 4 6 3 7th. 22 is 5 first through sixth level, and 4 7. And then 23rd is 5 spells of each level, first through seventh. 24 is 6 first through fourth, and then 5 for the rest. 25 is 6 spells of each spell slot, first through seventh. 6 is 7 spell slots, first through fourth. 6 for the rest. And that is that.
Yeah,
That's a
that
lot of.
so like I talk about the spell, but the reason why they made the illusionist so hard for like requirement was because at third level, mages get the spell called
Fireball.
no, not fireball. I mean they get that, but that's not the spell. Phantasmal force.
Oh, yeah.
As an illusionist at first level, you gain this ability. So we're not gonna go into that, but there's a couple other little things. But I always thought it was weird because if you look at their spell list, which we'll get into once we get to the spell section,
Uh huh.
they are not that powerful. In fact, I'd
Who
rather play
illusionist?
I'd
Yeah.
rather play a magic user or wizard any day over an illusionist. Every
Uh,
now and then, if I rolled high enough, I would. I'd be usually like a gnome illusionist, a gnome fighter illusionist, try to break it up or do
mhm.
something. But those were hard classes to really
Yeah,
play.
you really had to be on it.
Yeah, you really had to know your spells, um,
Your
and think about
synergies and all that kind of
situations.
stuff.
Yeah, it was, and the whole restricting you on magical items and other things. I was just like looking at that. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, the illusionist was a. It was a very creative. You need to be very creative in your spell casting.
Yeah, and you had the same experience points as a mage, so it's not like they
Hmm.
gave you a little bit of a bonus. They could have did it that way where
The
instead of
same spell
2250,
progression.
yeah, you could have been in like just 2000. Just
No,
take off.
you advance a little faster as an illusionist. Yeah, you actually advance a lot faster as an illusionist.
Really? Because
Yeah,
third level is 5001, and third level. Oh, you're right. They do. After the first, they give
yeah,
you a little bit of a bonus.
yeah. There's quite a bit. You get to to 10th to get to 10th level. you only need 220,000. Get to 10th level, you need a quarter million points for
Yeah.
a magic user. So it's a pretty it's a pretty not big, but
Not big, but
it's
when we get to
decent.
the spell selections, you'll see.
Yeah.
Um, any illusionist stories that you have with the
That's what I
character?
was trying to think of. I can't remember any. I have, as you get older, I mean, you've probably done this too. I have more character sheets on backup than I've ever run.
Yeah.
I have a backload of dozens of character ideas, classes, combinations, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, like when you really like for especially like first edition, I mean you could I mean it applies to every edition, but um when you really get into this game, you just like you're constantly reading about it,
Yeah.
during the
Oh,
week.
this
I'm
would be
not saying
cool.
like
This would be
every
cool.
day, you know. Like I read D&D probably like 3 to 5 days a week, something. Like I'm going
Oh
back
yeah.
over old material and that's when I'm into the game. Like right now that I'm
Hmm.
playing, it's probably like at this point every day because now I can just look shit up on my phone. I was like,
Yep.
huh,
Oh,
I need
that's
an
even more
idea.
dangerous.
Um, but even when I wasn't playing the game, I would still buy a lot of the material because I just enjoyed reading it
Yeah.
and
And it always
making
gave
these
you ideas.
yeah, just making these characters and having fun and I remember I played a gnome fighter illusionist.
Oh no.
Yeah, I was a gnome. And it was actually the Seven or what was it called? The Sev Nibble?
Smurf Neblin.
Stuff Neblin. Yeah, I played one of
Smurf
those.
Neblin, the deep gnomes.
Yeah, I got to play one of those and
I like them.
he was pretty cool. Like he would use the illusions to create an image of himself or something, and then they would go attack that, and then he'd be the fighter, and he'd be like, "Haha!" And then he'd get you from the side or the back or do something. Like he just
Hmm.
used it for that, for combat purposes. Where as you'll see when we get to the spells, these illusions are usually they're using it as a diversion or something, and
Yeah, yeah. That's
this
why I said you have to be really creative.
yeah, because
An illusionist character gave offered a lot to a creative
their
character.
spell list is really weak, dude. I
Mm,
mean, I know I said I didn't want to talk about it, but I'm just gonna let you know. First level, audible grammar, change self, color spray, dancing lights, darkness, detect illusion, detect invisibility, gaze reflection, hypnotism, light, phantasmal force, which is a third level mage spell, so I'll give you that, and
mhm.
wall of fog. That's 12 spells. For a magic user, you have an option of 30 first level spells. So,
Yeah,
you
it's
really
very much a niche class.
so we'll leave it at that, people. I mean, it was interesting. Anybody have any cool illusionist or magic user stories? Please feel free to leave a comment below and put in the description. Eric and I would love to read those.
Oh
And
yeah.
in some cases, probably laugh out loud because he probably got crazy stories like we do. All right, so that brings us up to the wrap up. Part 7 The Thief and Assassin. Ooh, some
Hmm.
crazy stories I've already got already.
Uh-oh. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was never big on the thief. I'm trying to like off the top of my head, I'm not not big on the if I was gonna be like because thief and assassin, you automatically think kind of like dark character,
Yeah.
morally ambiguous kind of character. If I was gonna do that, I was just gonna be a magic user and anime dead. That's
Yeah.
Kamasha's
Yeah.
favorite
I got a cool story for being a thief. And
uh-oh.
yeah, we're gonna leave it at that. But this is the wrap up, people. You know, we're at part 7. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video and continue listening to the series down the road. Um, hopefully we have solved Eric's sound.
My tinny sound.
Yeah, some of those videos were really bad. I gotta get some
Yeah, they've been
programs.
getting rough.
So I
I'm still
can't.
new to this. I'm technologically incapable.
I'm the same way, dude. I barely can get all this going.
I'm lucky if I can send an email with a picture.
Yeah. I keep sending it to myself.
Yeah, it's like I keep texting myself.
I keep CCing the wrong people of nasty pictures.
Oh my goodness.
um, so hope you guys are enjoying this trip down. For some of you, memory lane, and for others who are 5e players, this is the history. This is the beginning. These were
Mhm.
the limitations. Um, this was where everybody got their jump start, and it's now evolved to 5th edition.
Yep.
And we're gonna see what happens with 6. I mean, they are gearing it up to be a virtual game, and to be honest, I'm looking forward to it now.
What?
Yeah,
That's a motherfucking turnaround if I've ever heard one.
yeah, I kind of actually am.
Yeah, you surprised the shit out of me.
Yeah, because I was like,
You were
uh,
like, "Brr."
yeah, I was like, brr, because I'm so like old school with the
'Cause
tabletop
we're
and every.
cranky old men, Joaquin. Let's face it. We're cranky old men. We don't like change.
Yep. Both Eric and I are. Eric's gonna be 50 this year, and I'm gonna
Yeesh.
be celebrating my anniversary of being 50 by 1 year.
Right?
I'm I'm, I'm
You're
50 forever at
49.
this point, dude.
You're
I'm 50.
49 for your 5th year.
Yep. For my first year. So, because Eric's off in Vegas, I'm in Southern California in Ontario. Um, Thurman's in Vegas, and then why can't I think of his name? Greg's
Right?
off in near
Yeah.
Seattle, Washington, and Michael, he's in Portland. He's talking about getting coming
Oh,
down
is
to
he?
Vegas, which will be cool. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, I mean, we might as well embrace 6th edition and see what happens with it. Like, I'm willing to give it no
I'm
matter
still
what.
grumbling.
Yeah, even before the whole OGL thing, I still was going to give it a shot because we
I'm
play on.
still mad. I'm still debating on whether or not to see the movie after all that bullshit.
Dude, I'm seeing the movie, dude. I don't
Don't
care.
know. I told you I'm gonna buy a
Regardless of
ticket to another movie.
regardless of what they did, I was still going to see the movie. Um,
I'm gonna buy a ticket to another movie and just walk on in.
not
Doing
that
it,
bit
man.
again.
Fucking old school. Doing it. You right over there, Joaquin?
And I have to keep like cutting my mic off because I'm coughing, man. I gotta get my
Oh shit.
inhaler. Try and knock this cold out.
Uh,
So yeah, support the movie, people. I heard the movie's actually good, and I'm taking my nephew to see it, who's not really into D&D, so he'll be able to give you an honest view.
noobs.
And yeah, if he calls me a noob in the video, that'd be funny as
I'm
hell.
voting for noobs.
Yeah, because while we're playing, sometimes I'm at my sister's place, and when it's our game night, and he'll come into the room and he'll just start smiling. I was like, "Yes, Apollo, go ahead and say it." And so then he'll come to our mic and he'll be like, "My uncle's a noob,"
Noobs.
and then the whole group goes, "Yes, he is."
Yes, he
Thanks,
is.
guys, for backing him up. So with that, people, hope you enjoyed this video. Looking forward to the next one, which is the assassin. We're gonna get back to finishing up Dragonlance because after we do the Dragonlance up until the module, we're then gonna start breaking down all the iconic characters to help you create your own unique Dragonlance experience. And along with every other video that we said we're gonna do. I have them written down
Right?
somewhere, dude. So with that, people, hope you enjoyed the ride, and we'll pick you up later.
Take it easy, guys.